What's up, guys? Today we're checking out the Dark Souls remastered on the Nintendo Switch. They are, of course, doing their network test that they've now put it out. You can download it from the eShop, and they kind of have time set up to try it out and everything. And mostly, I was just curious about how the game was going to perform on the Nintendo Switch, because that was an issue people were concerned about. Has this game been delayed several times because they were having issues, or is it because they were waiting for the online service to launch? Turns out it might have been the online service, because what you're going to see is a game that runs fairly well. So we can kind of go through, and you can play around with your button settings, network settings, brightness, all that stuff. Otherwise, though, we're going to jump in here and check this out. So I will say this: I'm not a big Dark Souls person. I liked Bloodborne, and from what I've heard, because I haven't played much of Dark Souls, Bloodborne is faster. This is slower, so I'm sure I'll get used to it and everything. We'll try it out. I have played some of this game, but the whole thing here is, and if you're like a Dark Souls veteran, you're probably just wondering how is this game going to perform on the Switch, and that's mostly what we're going to try to figure out here, not necessarily if I'm good at Dark Souls or not. Now, one thing I will say, they left the A and B pretty much the same across the board for the other systems, as in the A and X button on the Xbox or PlayStation controllers would be the same here, so B is actually accept and A is back. I know, it's weird on the Switch, it's weird. But although, to be fair, whenever I go between Xbox and Switch or PlayStation and Switch, depending on which one I've been playing most, I can actually have a problem, with that, and it happens sometimes, where I've been playing the PlayStation a lot recently, and I keep hitting B as accept now because of that. But let's play a little bit here. So Dark Souls on the Switch is 1080p at 30 frames per second docked, 720p at 30 frames per second in portable mode, which I will get you guys portable footage as well with the camera and everything in front of it, so you can check it out there. But so far, it's run as we would expect, as they've said it would. So in this game, you have your shoulder buttons here, of course, and that kind of gives you the option to block, as you're seeing there, or you can swing, like a light swing, and then you have a heavy swing that takes longer, takes more of your stamina meter at the top, and then A is step back or roll, and then you have B and Y. Y lets you drink your potions and whatnot. X, I believe, changes your stance. So we're going to play a little bit here and see what we can make of this. So we have an enemy right here, and really, I guess if you're playing Dark Souls, right, as somebody who's played it before, you're probably mostly just curious how it plays. So I guess pay attention to that. And you can make a determination if it's something you want to get into. I think there's a lot of people who are curious about a portable Dark Souls, and I understand that. A lot of these bigger games that are seen as console games becoming portable all of a sudden is kind of interesting. It is an interesting idea. So I get why some people are probably curious about how this and other games will work. So that's basically what we're going to be doing here, is playing. I'm basically fighting these guys now, and the thing I've noticed about Dark Souls from my time with it, which hasn't been very long, admittedly, playing this, but it's so slow. It really is slow compared to Bloodborne. Bloodborne is so much faster, and trust me, I had a love-hate relationship with Bloodborne, to that point where you're you die a lot, but you understand why you die, and this bore. You understand why you die, and it's frustrating, but yeah, see, I just got pretty much put in that corner by that boar, and they kill me. I did play around with it and figure out how to defeat that boar, and what I ended up doing was, after wiping the people out without getting its attention, I then made it keep running into the fire while I kind of dodged it to the side where it couldn't get me. So we'll go back and take another shot at that boar here in a second. This will, I guess, show you some of the load time. There we go, we're back to the bonfire. So let's go up here. A lot of times you'll have messages left for you, here's a message, just says death with a question mark, there you go. And let's see, so there's my soul, or my essence, I guess, that I left around there, so I can pretty much just pick it up. So I retrieved my there we go, my power and everything. It's on the bottom right where I have my meter. So let me try to get rid of this guy without getting the boar's attention. And hopefully then I can try to kind of fight it on my terms. This guy just came out of nowhere. So we dodge out of that. Hopefully the boar, because he still hasn't seen me. This guy is just swinging wildly. That's something that I know when I started playing this game. I remember this game came out, the 360 and everything on PC. Didn't perform very well on PC in terms of its actual performance, like frame rate, visuals, and everything. But there was a large community that really liked this game. Like, this game has a diehard community around it, which is cool. But when I play this game, I just see it as just a much slower Bloodborne. It's just not made as well. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's me just liking Bloodborne more, I don't know, than the Dark Souls series. Max told me, Dreamcast guy told me that Dark Souls 3 is kind of the way to go because it's a bit faster if you liked Bloodborne more. So maybe I'll check that out. I just really never got into the Dark Souls series. I just mostly got into Bloodborne and enjoyed that, and that's kind of where it ended for me. Oh man, that boar just like ran me over. That lasted about as long as I thought it would. So, you know, for being the first time playing Dark Souls, I'm kind of understanding, I guess, the game a bit. So, like I said, a boar that I managed to defeat the last time I played, which is like half an hour ago, I maybe took advantage of the game a bit, I guess, or maybe that's just what you do in this game, I don't know. But getting back to the frame rate, I haven't noticed a lot of frame dips, I guess. It's run fairly smooth. And I do know people say that there is a part, Blighttown in the game, that generally performs badly on the other versions. Unfortunately, we're not at that point yet, right? But so far, I have to say, even in portable mode, the shocking thing about this game is to see it in portable mode. That's where it will catch you off guard a little bit because it performs pretty well. So if you have been waiting for this version to try out Dark Souls or get into it, the other ones, of course, play at 60 frames per second, which might be better for some people, right? Because obviously better frame rate and everything is obviously the way to go for a lot of people. But I could see some people getting in this just because it is a portable version of the game. I think the problem I have with the Dark Souls series, or just this one anyway, is it just feels so slow. I don't know, it feels like the button inputs are like slow. Like when you press a button, it feels like it takes a while for the action to occur. And I know there's a strategy to that. Like when I played Death's Gambit, which is obviously a 2D Dark Souls essentially, there was a bit of strategy there to get used to kind of the button delay, I guess. So here is the boar that has been destroying me, and you can see it kind of runs into stuff. There's the fire there, and kind of what I would do is I would kind of go up to it, it would run away, I'd hit it, and then I'd run back. And the boar would keep hurting itself, like on that fire. So that was pretty much my strategy the whole time. Now there's also archers back there that kind of give me some issue. I also have a bow. For some reason he fires the bow like super slowly. Like it takes him forever to use the bow. I can go around, I think, and defeat those archers, which actually that's what we'll do. I'm going to go around here and we'll try to defeat those archers. Just get them out of the way so they stop attacking me. So we can get rid of them, and that should hopefully make it a bit easier with these, with these guys up here, since they are shooting me while I'm trying to fight that boar. Alright, I'm coming up to these guys. Now he pulls his sword out. Of course he does. Okay, he's got his sword out. Fortunately, he doesn't have a... I'm realizing this now. He doesn't have a shield, so I could probably just wail on him and beat him. Get out of the way of that. There we go. Okay, so we got rid of him. The other one fell down, though. Oh, there's another guy. I'll say the other one fell down, and now I guess he's shooting at me from down there. So that's great. Let me run around here. Let's jump over now. We're going to jump over to handheld mode, give you guys a couple minutes of footage there so you can kind of see how it's playing and everything. I have to say, with the concern around this game and its delay, and people were... I know a lot of people were concerned that this would come out and it would be a frame rate nightmare. I have to give him credit. It's running fairly well. I'm not the biggest Dark Souls fan, but for people who are a big fan of this series and this game, and we're really excited for a portable version, I have to say, at least so far with this beta, now when the game comes out, I'm sure people will comb the series of the game, you know, head to toe and check it out. That guy's right down there with a bow. I'm sure people will figure out if it really does perform as well as everyone was hoping at that point, because they'll run through Blighttown and all that stuff. But so far, so good. You can also still try it out. I believe this network test is going on over the weekend. When you sign into the network test app, they'll tell you about the times and everything. So go check it out. It's a quick download, and you can try out Dark Souls for yourself, and I mean, see if it's even something you want to play. Maybe you haven't played it before, and this is the first time. I mean, see what you think. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, this look at Dark Souls on the Switch, make sure you guys give the video a like, dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys in the next video.